welcome back to the YouTube. So today we are doing, what are we going to call it? RAR Megadeth, something like that. So I wanted to film this session because, and talk to you about the differences between reps and reserve training and training to failure, and when you kind of utilize both of those approaches, and kind of how we're doing it in my current training setup with Joe. So I've obviously spoken about it a bit before on YouTube and a little bit before on Instagram, but for those of you that are new here or you haven't seen that or whatever, essentially what we're doing here is we're working through a 4-week mesocycle. You could call it a 5-week mesocycle with a deload. So we've got week 1, which is going to be training at 3 reps in reserve. Week 2, training at 2 reps in reserve. Week 3, 1 rep in reserve. And week 4, which is this week, 0 RAR, aka motherfucking failure. Okay, so 0 RAR means there's not another rep left for you to, like, you're dead, you're done. You're not dead, you're just done on the set. So again, as that happens, as your proximity to failure becomes closer throughout the course of the mesocycle, we're also accumulating volume via set additions. So I'm going to give you an example of the session we're going to be doing today. Today is lower, or it's delts and lower 1. It's actually called lateral deltoids and lower 1, if you want the full terminology of the session. But I've shortened it to delts and lower 1 because I can't be asked to write down my logbook. Anyway, so today's main movement of choice is reverse banded hack squat. One of the reasons I'm doing reverse band is because I don't want to destroy my knees and snap my knees to shit, because I'm getting old now, right? I'm an old bodybuilder, and yeah. But it's all relative. It's all relative. The load increases. So it's all good. Anyway, so week 1 of the mesocycle, we had 3 sets. 2 sets of 6 to 10, 1 set of 10 to 15. Week 2, and remember that was 3 reps in reserve. So that week, to be honest, was easy. It was easy. We just walked through it, that's fine. Week 2 was 2 reps in reserve, and we had 3 sets of 6 to 10, so 1 extra set of the top set, shall we say, and 1 set of 10 to 15. Week 3, which was last week, we had 3 sets of 6 to 10 and 2 sets of 10 to 15 at 1 RAR. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty fucked for about 3 days after that session, which makes me feel like this session today is going to fuck me up, and it will. So today we have 3 sets of 6 to 10, 3 sets of 10 to 15, all to absolute failure, 0 RAR. You're done. You're done. So yeah, if you've ever, most of you have probably trained to failure before. So when you're training at true failure, you usually do 2, 3, max really, proper sets to failure. So the thought of doing 6 is kind of like, but the point of this is that we've accumulated that over time, not just going in and doing 6 sets. I've somewhat put my body through some kind of adaptation. However, this week, the point is to overreach. The point is to overtrain, shall we say, and essentially put myself in a bit of a hole. Because next week we take a deload where we back off all the volume, all the load. Actually, we keep load, we just back off the volume largely. And then we allow that body to go through that super compensatory effect where we will essentially adapt and grow muscle. So that was just for one exercise of hack. The whole session itself, we have lion cable, wrist, cuff, flies. That's to start with for the delts. So again, this is an upper lower split, and with my split, the specialization points are delts, chest or upper chest, and some arm work. And the legs is kept at maintenance apart from, you know, these bigger exercises, shall we say. So I've got that first. That's a giant set of 60 reps. No, so I think it's 65 reps this week. Again, I'll explain it as we get to the gym. Then we go into seated ham, which is 5 sets, started off at 3. It's 5, potentially 6. I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to write it down. Then we go into the hack squat. Then we go standing calf. I think it's 4 or 5 sets, and then into cable rope crunch, which actually I think I'm still hurting from last week. I'm not gonna lie. That smashed me up. I was supposed to do abs again the other day. I just couldn't do it because I was fucked. Excuse my French. But that essentially kind of walks us through the session, and because the RAR approach, reps in reserve, does get a lot of shit. And I think that's when it's potentially programmed not effectively and not really performed effectively. And again, with an RAR approach, you have to utilize it with somebody that can train to failure, that has a good knowledge of where failure is. Because if it's with someone who's more of a newbie, shall we say, their ability to train to failure is just not there. So their ability to train to 3 reps of failure they don't know where fucking failure is. They don't know where 3 reps in reserve is. So again, you need to be appropriate with your programming design and who you're doing this type of training for. With newbies, you just want to be saying to them, just go to failure, because they probably still won't be able to go to failure. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So we're going to get after it. We're going to get down there. I'm training with George. George is just here. You can show George. Probably looks better than me on the camera. So we're going to get the pre-workout in. I've scoop and a half the, what's it called? Defib. Defib V2. The other day, I just got it from CSN, if you want it. Shameless plug, Carl Sports Nutrition. I got it the other day and I did a later session, a 7 p.m. session. Holy shit, blew my brains out. I got home, 9 p.m. here, I was like rushing around my flat. I was like, right, better do the washing, better do the dishwasher. It was like 9:30 and I was like clucking in my chair. I was like, I should probably like take a sleeping tablet or something, which I did. I don't advise it, and then I knocked myself out. We started again the next day and we learned a lesson and won't do that again. So today we'd scoop and a half. Probably not much better, but we'd move. Anyway, I'm going to stop chatting shit because I'm probably turning your air off. We're going to get down to the gym, we're going to get after it, and I'm going to absolutely bury myself on the hack. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace. So we're en route to the grow room. So grow room is like, how long would you say, George? 35-minute drive?
35-40, yeah.
35-40. And like, I quite like a bit of a drive to the gym. You know, you get the tunes on, even though we've got no tunes on at the moment. Get the old pre-workout in. I feel like getting in the zone for these sorts of sessions, at least, definitely is very, very helpful. So me and George normally share the driving, but George has got the back seat today, so sorry, bro. It's just about getting in the zone, getting in the right frame of mind to be able to do what it is I need to do in this session, because essentially the whole mesocycle is working to this session, this specific session, or all the sessions within this week. This is the session where we give it fucking everything that we've got. So I have to go in with that ability to be able to train to absolute failure on every single set. Otherwise it defeats the point and the object of the reps in reserve approach. So all weeks are important, but this week more so than any, it's important to just give everything and bury yourself pretty much. Put myself in that hole that I can slowly start to creep out of, and next week's deload, which I'm sure I'll relish. But I think we're about 10 minutes away now, so I'll finish this pre-workout. Face is starting to itch again. That's what I like. Getting in the zone. You ready, George?
Be big.
Gonna be biggie. We're on slightly different sessions. George is on a bit of a different plan, but his leg day falls on my lower day and he does hack, so we cross over and just push each other through. So we're all good. So let's get in there, let's get shit done. See you in the motherfucking gym. So exercise number 1, we're doing lying cuffed, wrist cuffed, lateral delt raise on the cable machine. So week 1 I was doing 45 reps, week 2 50, last week 55, this week I'm doing 65 reps, and each mini set will be to failure. So it's kind of like an extended rest pause set or giant set, whichever terminology you use. So we're doing 65 reps on the same weight that I've been doing the whole time, except each time I've been going closer proximity to failure and doing more volume. So there's accumulation there, which is going to give me an adaptive response. I'll talk with that in. So essentially with these giant sets or extended rest pause sets, we want to be aiming for 15 to 20 reps first time out, then we're resting 30 seconds, repeat. Obviously, if I do 15 reps first time out, obviously I'm going to do less next time, and then less, and then less, and then less. So as you can see, it gets harder and harder and harder to get to the number prescribed, and then the number prescribed gets extended, so as you can see, it gets more difficult as the mesocycle progresses. So I won't talk too much, I'm going to get into this. I've timed each set so far, it's taken me about 7 minutes or so we'll see how long this takes. That's my last feeder set done. I normally do 2 to 3 feeder sets following a little bit of upper body warm up. Don't do too much, just enough so that I can obviously get the working sets done on here, because obviously it's just the one upper body exercise, it's just the one lateral delt exercise. It's almost like a top up before going to the main lower session. And as I said, after this we're going in with seated hamstring curls, then we get into the main bulk of the session, which as you know is the hack squat. So Well, I'm going to get started now. I'm going to time the rest as well. It's important to time the rest so that everything is consistent, or at least I know it's consistent anyway. 30 seconds rest. Whew, that's 18 reps at 65. 30 seconds rest, and we keep going. Oh. 37. Savage. 65 reps, 8.5 minutes. Every time I failed, I took a 30-second rest. My delts are fucking fried. That's it for delts. Now we go get into the lower body. But hopefully you can see that when you have like a weaker body part or an area that you want to improve, you can program this way where it doesn't have to be at the start of a session. Like obviously doing delts at the start of a leg session is sound, because it's not going to affect anything else. Obviously if you're trying to bring up tries, for example, you wouldn't do extra try work at the start of a chest session. Potentially do it at the end or the end of a pull session or whenever. But it's okay to mix things up, and you can use some intensity techniques like this. Look, 8.5 minutes of work. It was fucking hard work, but my delts are fried. It's a nice little bit of top up, and it's not too much that it's also going to take away from my next upper session tomorrow. Anyway, we move. What were you when we started? 60 kilos, wearing smalls and extra mediums.
Definitely extra small in some things.
He's rocking the, what are you now? You've got a couple of triple XLs, haven't you?
Yeah.
We're growing into, it's like, you know people are like, yeah, I'm 3XL. It's like, you're not 3XL, you just put a 3XL top on.
It looks shit.
It looks shit on you because you've got no doubts, you little prick. That's like me, I just bought a 5XL jumper from Zero Fucks. I can't fill it out, but I'm wearing 5XL bra, and that's what I tell Instagram, and they think I'm big. I'm 120 kilos, but yeah. I can't feel my delts. So this is a good start. Thanks, Joe. On to seated hamstring, 5 sets. Let's fucking move. With my hamstring movements, I'm just getting excuses in there early now. Now I have an ongoing injury in the back of my knee, a little tendon ligament issue kind of back there. So I'm struggling a little bit. My lying hamstring strong, fine. Seated hamstring, for some reason, when I take it out of the tense position at the bottom of the movement, it's quite painful. But over the course of this mesocycle, and this is probably another thing as well, why RAR training can be effective, or can be good or beneficial, or potentially something that you might want to choose. This isn't me, by the way, saying RAR training is better than failure training or anything else. I've built my physique doing other types of training. This is the first time I've done this training, so just putting that out there. I don't want anyone to think that. I'm doing this training now, and I'm just saying some of the benefits of it. So from injury prevention standpoint, we're starting off with, a low reps in reserve or higher reps in reserve approach, whereby, if you're not taking every set to failure, the likelihood of us getting injured is lower. And then obviously as we accumulate that over the course of the mesocycle, our body's going to be adapting as we go, and almost like getting used to that load as it increases and as the volume increases as well. So again, if you're somebody that's prone to injuries or you've got injuries, it might be a good type of training to potentially utilize in your setup. So another thing as well, you'll probably either notice or not notice at all, but I'll tell you anyway, is the tempo in which we're lifting. So you probably would have noticed over there, I wasn't ragging everything up, I wasn't smashing it, I was controlling it on the way down. A 3-second eccentric over there, 1 second pause, and a 2-second concentric. And I personally feel like the more controlled the concentric is as well, the less momentum you have, and the more like muscular control, the more almost like mind muscle connection I have with that movement. The slower you're moving it on the way up, really gets that muscle fried. So again, we're doing it here roughly on a 2-1-2-1 tempo. So 2 up, oh sorry, two down, 1 to 2 second pause, 2 seconds down again. So I'm not getting to the top and then ragging it in, because again, you're going to get good muscle stimulus doing that, and you're going to move lots of weight, but again, higher chance of injury. You're probably going to get a better muscular contraction from just slowing it down a little bit and doing a tiny bit less weight. Still do a lot of weight, but there's that portion where it crosses over to being too heavy, and then you start to lose the control. And that's where obviously logbooking is important, but also you can get carried away with it as well. So making sure mind is in the muscle every rep. Nice, George. So this weight was the weight I done as my working set last week, and the weight before was the working sets the week before. And so me and George are just saying, we think that as the set volume is accumulating over time, it's actually allowing the back of my hamstring, the tendon, to kind of almost get used to the load, because that feels so much better. Of course, with time as well, things are healing and getting better too, and I'm recovering off the back of prep. So there's a number of variables involved there, but I'm definitely feeling better. I don't want to speak too soon because I haven't done a working set yet, but I'm going to go heavier this week. So.
Yes. Again. 1. Use the reps. That's you. That's you. Good.
Oh. Jeez. Oh. Good. Twinging a tiny bit, but under control. Genuinely, like lifting with that form and tempo, I feel like removes that feeling of, oh, it could snap. Kinda. Yeah, you know, in times gone by, when you hit a top set, you're just fucking smashing the weight, moving it hard as you can, and there's that element of like, this could go at any time. You know what I'm saying? Felt good. Felt as good as it could do anyway. Well, the glutes are still there. They're still hanging on. I'd fucking hope so. I'm still dieting. Come on. Let's go now, bro. It's you. Yes. Stay on it. Every rep. Come on. Squeeze. Good. Get that end range now. Get that end range. Come on. That's you. Pull. There it is. Nice. Good shit, bro. Fuck. Cunt. Still got a bit. Hamstrings are fucking fried. I want to have. You guys know this series is called Undeniable, right? That's the goal. Be on stage. Be like, who the fuck's coming second? I'm winning. And I want to have the fucking nuttiest, gnarliest hamstring split you've ever fucking seen. Maybe not ever, but it'd be pretty fucking good. I want it to be like, you know when you walk out and you hit a pose and people just go, holy fuck. That's next year. That's the undeniable mindset. Oh, fuck off. Nah. Can't do it. Fuck! Fuck's sake. Ugh. That didn't go so well. Legit fucking... I've got a long-term injury on my knee. A slight tear in my knee tendon, and it hasn't hurt in a long time. like ages. And today, like fucking shooting pain on 3 plates, and I was doing 6+ plates for my working set, so I wasn't even anywhere near working weight. But like I know that pain, like I know it, and I know what that will bring for me to try and carry on. I'll probably tear my fucking tendon off if I carry on with this. Fuck. You know what I said earlier, that we can't afford to fucking waste these sessions. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking accumulated to this point. Like I knew, like I said, I've been thinking about this specific exercise, the whole session, but this specific exercise for well over a week. And it's fucking, that's demoralising. I honestly, it's gonna take a minute to sort my shit out. I've even done my first working set and it's fucking screaming at me. I don't know what to do. So I just did the needy client thing, right? So obviously we're working very closely on my programming. We talk daily pretty much about setups and different bits and bobs. So I think it was an appropriate time to call him, and because for me in my head to stop is difficult, because we fucking love to train and we love progress, and it's sometimes hard when things hurt to stop. It's got to hurt enough to stop, do you know what I mean? It's not like a little niggle. This is something that I've had for a long time, and I haven't felt a niggle like that in a long time. And Joe's words were, this is actually invaluable information and data for us, because we know that probably the top line I can handle at the moment is about 5 sets at 1 RAR. That's what we did last week, and that pretty much fucked me up pretty good. So to then come into this week, maybe I wasn't recovered enough, maybe it was just a touch too much, or the last week's volume accumulation was the session that put me into that overreach, which has then niggled this injury for me. So again, like, as much as it's a shit situation now that I'm going to stop with the hack, we can take some data from that. I'm trying to think positively, you know. So I'm going to go and do 1 or 2 sets on the leg press just to get some more blood into my quads, if it doesn't hurt. And then I'm going to carry on with the rest of the session, which is calves and abs, which of course isn't going to cause me any issues, but also still put George through his sets on the hack squat, because your knee's fine, motherfucker. Yes, come on. Business end now, let's fucking work. Come on, let's go. Drive. Yes. Come on. Show me, George. Couple more. Let's go. Up. Yes. Come on. Yes. That's the shit. Well done, bro. That's good. Barely touched then. That's fucking all you. Jeez. That's one. Is this recording? Just thought to myself, yeah, without the hack squat in there, you've essentially just witnessed the most boring session of your life. Today we've had side lateral raises, hamstring curl, standing calf raise, and abs. I'd unsubscribe if I was you. This is shit. Oh, he's got the RS6 then, come on. Like a tumour. A big fucking tumour on my leg. Boy. I was blessed with good calves, and nothing else. I had to work for that shit. Calves, I just woke up like this. So then, that's a wrap. Not exactly buzzing with the session today. Everything I could have done was done well. It's just the biggest portion of the session, obviously I couldn't do. And then obviously tried to do some leg press stuff as well, which didn't pay off. But like I said, take the positives. I know where my overreaching point was, and I'm not injured. Well, kind of am, but I'm not fucked. I haven't dug the hole any deeper, shall we say. So we're going to call it a day there. I will finish the rest of the week 4 mesocycle block. There's not loads more on quads, or what there is not like compound movements. I've got some extension work, some lunges, things like that. So hopefully after a day or 2 off, I should be okay to do that and just sort of do what I can. For now, good session, George? Yeah. Nice. So Georgie boy's finished. For now, we're going to head home. I'm going to eat. I'm fucking starving. It's quite nice. So my appetite's really coming back now. I'm sitting at exactly 116.6 this morning, kilos. Obviously just come back from Budapest as well, where my activity was quite high. I pretty much stayed on my diet the whole time, had 2 off-plan meals in the evening, and my weight's not gone up or down. It's pretty much exactly the same as it was when I left, so that's quite nice. So we're going to keep pushing. We've got bloods on Sunday, and then after that we can start again on the off-season cycle, where we start to titrate up in week 5. So it's going to be interesting. Strength's going to be going up. Obviously going to be monitoring my recovery and injuries and things like that. But hopefully this is just a blip in the grand scheme of things as we work towards pro status next year. As we know, I'm technically recovery, off-season, whatever, but it's not really. I class all of this as prep, because I'm prepping for that show in early 22. We don't know exactly which one yet, because there's still shows to be released, but we will see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'm not going to say I'm sorry, because I'm not sorry. It's not my fault about the way the session went, but at least you can see the reality of it. And hopefully you understand the RAR principles as well. Obviously, you couldn't see the def sets today, which I really, really fucking wanted to show you, but it is what it is. We'll do it again sometime, so I'll be back. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the YouTube video. If you've got any comments, questions, whatever, comment below, or you can get me on Instagram as well, Joe Ballinger Fitness, all that jazz. You know how it goes. Check out my other videos as well. All helps me grow the channel and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, take it easy. Peace out.